Dear Kenyans, fellow patriots and media fraternity, we stand here today as Kikao to add our voice to the issues bedeviling our country. Kikao is a movement of young patriots stemming off the recent anti-finance bill protests. Our goal is to conduct national civic education via Kikao representatives who are based in their communities and build leadership capacity for these representatives to be ready to offer themselves to serve Kenya in the near future. Today, we stand together, demanding justice, transparency, and respect that every Kenyan deserves. Our hearts remain heavy, but our spirits are resolute. We have faced abductions, threats, harassment, and bribes. Our own Secretariat member here, our chair, Lavani Miller, who is a young lawyer, was abducted and tortured. Some individuals have been compromised to join government from the young generation and work with the political establishment. They do not represent us. We will not dance on the graves of our fallen heroes. Moreover, it is 20 million of us. Vijana, we are over 20 million. You cannot and will not compromise all of us. So first things first, we continue to mourn the loss of our brothers and sisters who stood with us against impunity, who gave their lives while exercising their constitutional right to protest against the draconian finance bill. Their graves, the continued lack of accountability and justice, and the tears of their loved ones are a painful reminder of a government that pays lip service to the plight of its people. Rex Masai and the rest were not criminals. They were patriots for standing against a system that continues to crush the hopes of millions of people under the weight of taxes, corruption, and lies. The Isiolo 3 are still missing. These were young people abducted on the 6th of July, 2024. We still do not know where these young Kenyans went. There's more missing that we probably don't even know. To the affected, your sons and daughters have lit a flame that will not be extinguished. We at Kikao will carry the torch with honor, bravery, and dignity. The second thing we want to talk about as young people is about the IEBC reconstitution. The general election are less than 3 years away. So this is a message not just to the president, but the entire political class. Kindly do not hold Kenya hostage with your schemes and selfish interests. We want a properly constituted IEBC now. We have an obsolete voters register that was last updated in 2012. Voter registration, according to the Constitution 2010, is supposed to be a continuous process. So now, as we do even our work at Kikao, we need to be registering voters. IEBC needs to be there to be doing this job continuously. The IEBC is also supposed to have done boundary review by March this year. So this has not been done. That tells you that we are heading towards chaos. So fellow Kenyans, we cannot continue to deliver our elections under the shadow of electoral manipulation. The integrity of our election is the foundation of our democracy, and we derail its sanctity by disregarding constitutional timelines. We are setting ourselves up for trouble. We have to learn from our own history, in which some of the political class have painted with blood. We remember, we are young, but we were not born yesterday. As we conduct national civic education under Kikao, our key deliverable is 10 million plus voters registered by 2027. Kindly, government and the IEBC, match our energy. The third thing we want to talk about is about the debt that Kenya is overburdened with. We take note of the recent High Court ruling by Justice Lawrence Mugambi to make public the debt register. The president had, in the aftermath of the anti-finance bill, if you remember, committed to do this before they started taking us in circles again. These debts that end up in corruption are a burden to us and our children. With all due respect, most of these people taking these debts at this moment will not be here in 20 years. And so you're condemning the future generation to slavery, and we are that generation. So CS John Buddy, you're on the clock to kindly provide this information. And as I say, mapema ndio best. Mapema ndio best. You're given 45 days. We hope to hear from you as soon as possible. Number 4 is our call to action as Kikao. We stand with the religious leaders for overwhelmingly speaking against lies, corruption, and impunity by this regime. We cannot afford to allow politicians to weaponize places of worship to sanitize their misdeeds. Places of worship must remain sanctuaries of hope, not platforms for political manipulation and bribery. It is written, "My house shall be the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves," in the pretext of making donations that Kenyans know full well are proceeds of corruption. We therefore fully support the ban on politicians addressing congregations in places of worship and other efforts to occupy churches. Kenyans, Kikao will join hands with religious leaders, emerging leaders from the young generation, and other Kenyans who are the silent majority that want to see a difference. Kikao is home for all Kenyans. To join, if you want to know more about us, kindly visit www.kikao.live for justice, for accountability, for our future.